Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Greetings guys and girls, so let's take a look again on the gold market. In general, performance brings no surprises. We talked about this recently in the background of the bearish grabber on the weekly chart. We think that we should start preparing for downward continuation. Besides, as you could see recently, those of you who have read a report, Fed minutes were relatively hawkish. So they said that the impact of the tightening is yet to come on the markets, so it's not yet here. And in the second half, the Fed suggests that the unemployment will start rising. That's actually what we talked about in recent few weeks in our reports, that this is the next step of the recession. So first you get the initial numbers, rising inflation, decreasing of the consumption and other stuff. Employment will come later when this negative effect comes to the population. So at the same time, overall mood of the Fed statement suggests that they intend to keep more or less hawkish strategy, and they confirmed that at least the 0.5% change of the rate will come in September. So currently it stands approximately 60%. The probability that this will happen, but depending on the data, it also might be the 75 basis points. And all this stuff create the background that, make some pressure on the gold market and suggest that we should be ready for some deeper downward action here and recent performance as well. At the same time, right now on the short-term charts, picture stands very similar to the Forex market. As market is coming to intraday support, the pullback here still could happen, but this pullback might be only for creation of background for a deeper drop, because take a look what we have on the 4-hour time frame chart. Recent grabber works properly, market break flag down, and now it starts flirting with the confidence support 1748, 1759. So if you intend to take the scalp long position here, trying to make some trade on the intraday charts, that's an area that you could keep an eye on, where theoretically bounce could happen, because potentially, take a look here, we could get a kind of the hand and shoulders. It's market forming. So making the bet on the pullback, you're trying to take part in the forming of the right arm, because in general level is not really bad, so it's relatively strong. We have trend line as well here in agreement with the support, so you could keep an eye on this performance, and the market could form the bounce. The way how you could do this is different. So for instance, you could try to catch minor pattern on the bottom. So here you could get either the catalyst triple to buy, or maybe minor butterfly will be formed here right at the bottom of this consolidation on this area, because as you can see, our range here is relatively wide, and despite that market already is completed the XOP, so we could flirt it here for some time, a bit deeper, a bit higher. So because even 161 extension of this minor bunny butterfly stands at 7053, which is actually above the 7049 area, it's lower board of the confluence. So that will be absolutely not the breaking of the context, so it will be normal. So if you would like to take the position on the bottom in this place, in this situation, you could place a relatively tight stop, so just below the 1749 for instance, it should be enough. Alternatively, you could wait for some bigger pattern, because forming on the right arm demands some significant pullback somewhere to the 1790, and if response starts, you could watch for this larger head and shoulders pattern, for example. In this case, market could form this shape of the ABCD, which will be the target of this minor pattern, will be precisely at the top of the right arm on the 4-hour time frame chart. So currently it's very difficult to say in what shape it will be formed. That's actually how you could possess yourself on the long side. For the bears, you need to wait for two things. First of all, either the completion of this pullback and appearing of the head and shoulders on the 4-hour time frame chart right there, with the possible, considering on the entry points approximately right now 1785, 1789, somewhere that's similar harmonically to the left arm right there. Or, as usual we do, alternatively, the failure of this setup and downside breakout on the 1749 area. If market will not form anything here and start dropping, this will be clear signal that we're just going lower. This will be no head and shoulders, and this deep action could start. So you could combine both setups. Here, as we already talked about, is using the stop sell order, aiming on a direct breakout of this area. And if you would like to deal with this larger head and shoulders with the pullback, where deal with it classically. So just waiting for the pullback, watching for extensions, watching for agreement levels, where potentially it's interesting for position taking. So that's actually, guys, what we have on the gold market as well. Here is more or less clear pattern that we could get. Situation here is a bit more attractive for trading because the patterns kind of that might be formed looks clearer compared to the Forex. And that, of course, makes the decision making a bit easier. So let's see how it will turn, and in particular what response we will get from the confidence in the market stands right now.